If you have doubts, then chances are very good that you are going to fail. In life, it's very important to have clarity, what you are going to do and what you are not going to do. So dear friends, in today's session, I'll be discussing things that would be worrying you, that will be problematic for you, and many of the things which you might be thinking before taking the jump in your UPSC preparation. So let's start. Before I begin, each and every one of you who is here with me, you can shoot your doubts so that I can address them in today's session. And the very first thing, regardless of who you are, what you are, if you're thinking about preparing for UPSC, the very first thing that you must address is this. Why you want to do UPSC? Why not some other alternative? Why not something which will be more pleasurable, which will be more fun to pursue? Why this grueling exam? Why this pain? Why this examination only? You should have the answers. But the problem is, who are we? What are we to decide if something is right for us or not? Can you decide it for yourself that if this thing is good enough for me or this is the right path for me? That some other person is not guiding me into something. You know, the answer to all such queries is what? Always remember in life. All those people who are watching, this is my message to you. This is your life, and you alone would be accountable for you. What you make of this life, and also what you could not make out of this life. So regardless of what decision you take to come to know what's going to be or why, always remember the accountability of the result would be yours. So from here arises two choices. One is no, the other one is yes. You want to take the bet. You want to get into UPSC. Now those people who know the no, for them this session is not. For others who think that yes, I want to pursue UPSC, then comes the why. Now, let me tell you, you might be seeing toppers, you might be witnessing surroundings, society around you, and thinking that what possibly could motivate you to do something. Here, my caveat, my conditions applied to you would be, every person born is different. Every person who decides to pursue something, the motivation is different. So if your motivation is fame, that one day you will qualify this examination and will be giving interviews on all social media platforms, or it could be power, that you will be the most powerful person in your district, or it could be money, that is also fine, or let's call it a security, social security that you will be having. And the next thing is, you think that you are made up for this thing, you are made up for, let's say, social service or something. Now the question is, of all these reasons that I have quoted, what best sums that what you should be, or what potentially can serve your why? So then And now let me tell you, there is no vice or virtue in the decision that you are going to make. Fame, if this is your motivation, this is also fine. If power is your motivating factor or why, it is also fine. If money, social security is your core reason, then also it is fine. And if it's social service, if I want to serve the nation, then also it is fine. But the reason has to be your own. It should not be imposed upon you by an external agency, by an external factor. This thing you have to keep in mind. Now the next thing. Have you ever called someone this thing? Have you ever called someone insane or mad? That person is mad, that person is insane. If you know your why, and that why is because of the passion that you carry within yourself, then that passion should take you to the limits where other people address you as insane, as mad. There is the madness within you to qualify this examination. There's a madness within you to go to the extreme limit to realize your dream. Till the time this madness, this insanity would not be there in you, chances are very good that you'll not be able to do it. Why so? Why so? Take example of any breakthrough that you see near you. Let it be your laptop devices, let it be your mobile phone on which you are consuming the content right now. All of these things has been only possible by a visionary who did not believe into any kind of limits. And this has to apply with you. You should know no limits. When you are pursuing a goal where the chances of success are 0.03%, if you're not going to cross the limit where average people give up upon this preparation, you're not going to achieve anything substantial. You're not going to achieve your goal or your dream. So Anshuman, hello. Ritik, hi. So your questions. I find a lot problem with current affairs. How can I manage UPSC classes? Ritik is on a job. I'll be taking all these questions, don't worry. So Ritik, let me take your case. Ritik is in the chat box. Let me take the case of Ritik. Ritik, you are on a job. You want to pursue this examination. If you want to sound yourself as a normal, what it would be? You're going on your job, 10 a.m., leaving your job by 8:30 p.m. Living a normal life, it is not going to make any dent in your life or for the purpose that you want to pursue. There has to be madness. This person leaves from office 7 p.m., 8 p.m. after finishing his course. But even after going back home, whatever time he has, whatever energy he has, he puts into this examination. This has to be the process, Ritik. This has to be the process. Vijay is asking, is it possible to crack 2026 by starting and having arts as a background? I am here to ask you why it is not possible to crack 2026. Why? Let's do the reverse engineering. 2026 is your aim. Why this thing cannot be cracked? The very first and biggest reason that you'll give, that syllabus is not covered. That's the first thing. Second thing is practice. And third reason, let's say current affairs. Somebody has mentioned, who is this? I think Anshuman message current affairs. So let's take the problem of Anshuman. Current affairs. These three are the most potent reason why you not sit into 2026 examination. Am I correct? So now, let me deal with each and every problem. I'm assuming that you are not prepared at all. Your syllabus is not prepared. But this thing, I keep on telling in my sessions again and again. This thing holds good for toppers, this thing holds good for each and every one, that nobody is able to complete the syllabus in entirety. Your syllabus is never going to get completed. Even if you are going to sit for 2027, it's not going to get completed. For 2028, you will not be able to complete. Syllabus is never completed. It's an utopia which is never achieved in UPSC, and this thing I'm not telling. This thing, in their honesty, each and every topper will tell you. So, with the syllabus thing, what is required, you become smart. You need not to cover each and everything. You need to see the PYQs. You need to find 80% of the questions from which area they are coming, and you have to just study that. You'll hold a very good chance of qualifying 2026. Now, next thing is practice. Next thing is practice. So have you seen any player, any international player, any footballer, any cricketer, they face an injury, then it becomes really tough for them to come back to form. Do you know the reason why? They are out of practice. But I ask you, how come somebody who is playing cricket for 20 days, if he goes out of the field for 2 months, how he becomes out of practice? And this is not a question for you to answer. In this statement itself lies the answer. That no matter if anybody is studying for 1 year, if they are unable to practice whatever they have studied a year ago, it will all be forgotten. Let me ask you things that you studied in a college. Are you able to remember that right now? The answer is no. So my point here is, all those people who are preparing from 2024, 2025, at the present junction, due to lack of preparation, they all would be at the same level. Why I say so? This is the curve of human memory. Everything is forgotten, whatever is not revised after 30 days. So no matter who is preparing from how many days, if they have not practiced, if they have not revised, each and everything would be wiped out. For example, I am having 5 to 6 Gmail accounts. You ask me what is the password of the 6th Gmail account, I would not be able to recall. Why so? I have never used it. If you don't use it, you lose it. Now, this is the Guru mantra for all those people who are starting right now. All those people who you think are challenges for you because they have been studying for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. In actual, they are not the challenge. Ask it from them. Ask them for each and every person who is in the chat box. Everything, most of the things would be wiped out. In fact, it is better for you if you start preparing for now. Each and everything would be getting registered in your memory. It will not be getting wiped out. You'll stand at a better chance in recalling things in the examination. So, Anshuman, I hope this thing answered your question. If you start at present, in a way it could be better for you because everything would be fresh. You know, a cup that is empty, it's easier to fill it rather than a cup that assumes to be filled like the human mind, or in actuality, if anything is filled with something, it's very difficult to pour in new substance or new material or new knowledge into such cup or human brain. So you stand at a very good chance. The best thing is practice. Whatever you would be studying, you would be having a better recall. You should do it. Now next thing is current affairs. Current affairs, though this is not a stand-up practice that I would be advising you, but in these times, monthly magazines of any reputed good institute, let it be StudyIQ or any other institute, they can do wonders. Why so? Anyone who is studying things from newspaper but not making notes, they are bound to fail. Anybody who is studying current affairs daily and making notes, you cannot beat them. But given that I've told you, no matter what you study 6 months, 8 months ago, it gets wiped out from your memory. So if you can follow monthly magazines very well, religiously in these times, all the delta that you're having, all the fear that you're having, you can overcome that. I hope it's making sense to you. Anshuman, I hope that has answered your question. Ananya is asking something. Ananya is saying, I'm in weak in maths section. She's asking about CSAT. Okay, Shashikant is also here with us. Okay, Vijay is also having something to say. He's saying 17 hours. Now I'm coming to each and every point. So I just hope this thing is clear. Now let me extend it. We answered the why part, where I told you there is no virtue or no vice taking up anything that motivates you. No issues at all. Your motivation has to be yours. If somebody is finding it absurd, let him find so. This is your life. Ultimately, you'll be accountable to it. So if you have found a why, well and good. Now let's move. When you should start. This is an extension to what we were discussing right now. 2026, 2027, 2028. There's a psychological theory which says that work expands in the time allocated to it. For example, if I have 1 day to prepare for something, I'll prepare it in 1 day. If I'm given 1 week, I'll take up the 1 week, regardless of the quantum of the work. This is the human psychology. All those people who think that they would be fine with 2029 attempt, your mind would stretch in such a way that you'll be thinking that you must be sitting in 2029 in the examination. All those people who think they have to crack the examination within 2026 itself, they can crack it. But the most important thing is that it has to come to your mind that you have to crack this examination within this stipulated time itself. So the answer to when is when you are mentally prepared. And when you are going to be mentally prepared, that is not dependent upon the year. That is dependent upon you. When you can convince yourself that this is the right time, and in our traditions, in our society, in our scriptures, it's said there is no better time than the present time. So dear friends, the sooner you make a start, better it is. Now, addressing your questions, taking all those questions, Vijay, your point I'll also cover. Anime is also here. Anime, your question is beyond the scope of what we are discussing right now. And Shashikant, your point also I'm going to take. Now let's come to the how part. For the ease of clarity, let me break the examination into stages. Prelims, mains, interview. These are the 3 stages. This is a big examination. Now you are going to break it. Now prelims is the iron gate. If you cannot clear prelims, nothing is going to help you. And next stage is even deadly. Even if you qualify the prelims, if you cannot qualify mains, you are back to square one. And the next thing is interview. Interview, if you perform good, your chances of getting selected increases, regardless though what and how you have performed in GS, it matters. Now let me break prelims, so that I can take Ananya's question also. Prelims, GS paper or paper 1 and the CSAT paper. Now for GS thing, big 4 you have to cover: history, polity, geography, economy, and the secret lies in covering science, tech, environment with current affairs. You study current affairs of science, tech, environment, these two would be taken care of. You need not to study the traditional things if you have paucity of time. If there is lack of time, history, polity, geography, economy, you can get the contour by PYQs. So all PYQs, history, polity, economy and geography, you're done with 80% of the things which is required for this examination, my dear friends. What more you need? Now coming to the CSAT part, which Ananya is asking. She is weak in maths. That's fine, Ananya. Let us divide it further into 3 sections. Quant, reasoning and English. You are weak in quant section. Let's suppose so. Somebody would be weaker in certain section, no doubt. For example, normally the Hindi speakers, they struggle with the reasoning, with the RC section, reading comprehension. For someone it could be the reasoning part. This is quants, this is reasoning, this is English, QRE. This is how I have written. So the secret about the CSAT paper, which is having 80 questions, where you have to get somewhere around 26 questions correct, the secret lies in solving 2 sections, preparing 2 sections fully. The CSAT can be qualified by quant, by reasoning or by reading comprehension. Out of these 3, 2 sections have to be done in better way. But the problem is, regardless of the year, we do not know which section is going to come tougher. Hence, the thing is, your basic of quants, that is maths, reasoning and reading comprehension, should be prepared properly. So that if the reading comprehension parts come tougher, you can solve quants and reasoning section, which will be having relatively easier question. Or if you're not good with quants, be prepared with basic quants, basic maths, so that if the section comes easier, you are able to attempt it. Out of these 3, on the examination day, you have to do well in 2 sections, you'll qualify it. But have a basic understanding of all the 3 sections via PYQs again. And for this, why people fail in CSAT? Because they ignore it throughout the year. 1 week ago, 3-4 days before the examination, they come to know that they have to study for CSAT. This is why people fail, not because the paper comes tougher. If you're going to take care of your CSAT, just giving 15-20 minutes daily, even from now, chances are very good that you'll qualify with ease. And the biggest mantra for the CSAT paper is that not to over invest on any single question. If you're stuck with any question, leave that. If you'll follow this pattern, believe me, there is no CSAT paper which will not qualify. People normally who fail in CSAT, the common mistake is giving too much time on a single question based upon ego. For example, a question has come upon probability. A person from maths background, he will not leave that because he has studied CSAT even his graduation. That is a blunder. Do not make it. Now coming to the next part, mains part. Mains part is already divided basically into GS 1, 2, 3, 4, essay and optional. Now, the thing with GS 1, 2, 3, 4 is, if you'll see the paper are more of application type. Now, the basic mistake what people do, they divide the prelims and mains preparation into silos. While the mains examination, I say it's an open game, it's an open field, including the essay paper, where certain statement is given to you, you have to write an essay. Now imagine 30,000 people sitting for the mains. There would be 30,000 ideas, and from where you are going to get the ideas? You are going to get the ideas from the prelim section that you have studied, the reports that you have studied. This report is by this thing, that this data is this thing, India's GDP growth is this much, these are the national numbers, this has been the GDP trend, it has been increasing, it has been decreasing. Or you might have studied some lines about the Guptan age, the Mauryan age, the Mughals. These all things will become your introduction, body and conclusion for GS 1, 2, 3, 4. The current affairs that you have studied for prelims will become the examples for your GS 1, 2, 3, 4. This is as simple as that. So whatever preparation you have done here, you have to reinforce it here. You have to use the examples here. It will become easier for you. So, do you still think that by using this strategy, don't you see how easier it becomes to attempt the paper? Apply this. You all must be studying current affairs, I'm very much sure. Take up GS 1, 2, 3, 4 paper and try to apply this. Whatever you have studied, try to put it in those questions which are coming. Those are subjective questions. Anybody can have any kind of interpretations, and such questions are also coming which are tough, and they are equally tough for everyone, starting from a beginner to a veteran. So, prelims part that you're studying, you just don't have to study it from the prelims perspective. Okay, this is a very good line. This is a line on Oxfam from inequality. Okay, I'll quote it into my GS2 part, GS2 mains when I'll be writing. Oh my God, what a beautiful thing about society. They are talking about Toda tribe in the current affairs section. Okay, this Toda tribe example I can quote in my essay paper, in my ethics paper. Okay, something has happened related to some IAS officer taking bribe or something that has come up in news or somewhere you studied. Okay, this will become something, a fodder for me for the governance and ethics paper. This is how you have to prepare with an open mind. Now let's come to the interview part. Now interview part is something that cannot be done in one day. It is the culmination of all your UPSC journey. Think from the perspective that you will be judged and you will do better. I just hope all these things are making sense to you. Definitely, Anshuman, definitely. See, it does not matter what quantum you study. What is going to matter is how much you are going to retain. If you can retain with flowcharts, good enough for you. If you can retain with pointers, good enough. Now Chetan is also here. Editorial analysis sufficient for current affairs or not? Editorial analysis, what they do, they open the perspective for it. I don't know like what editorial analysis you follow, but I'll suggest if anyone is following any editorial analysis, any topic is there. For example, randomly shoot one topic to me. I'll just tell you like how it should be taken or how it should be done. Till then, till the point time your people are giving me the topic, let me take Vijay's thing. Vijay saying 17 plus hours. 17 plus hours Vijay. If I have to tell you, very good on the dedication front, but it's not about, again I'm saying, it's not about the number of hours that you're going to give for the preparation. What is going to matter more is what amount of output you are able to generate from those 17 hours. Being on job, let me tell you, like when you're commuting for your job, study current affairs. See all those, newspaper analysis or current affairs videos or newspaper or current affairs monthly magazine. In your break, try to revise one traditional topic, history, polity, economy. Just a second, I'll just pick it up, pick the marker. Then next is what? When you're commuting back, again try to pick it up something. And in the time, let's say like from 8 to 12 p.m. that you have, divide it from prelims perspective or mains perspective, divide it subject wise, divide it topic wise. Each and everything works. It just depends like what suits you better. Okay, so Chetan, what's your question? Okay, Chetan, I just hope I answer. Yeah, Chetan, for you I was saying yes, Chetan. So let's say if I have to take any topic, just give me any topic that has been in trend. Let me see it from the videos that are trending from the video section, given that you people are very lazy, not shooting any topic to me. So what topic is there in the news? Anyway, so let's say there is this issue of poverty itself. I'm taking a very traditional topic, poverty, because this keeps on coming in newspaper again and again. Now this poverty thing, if editorial analysis you're talking about, this has to be covered from each and every perspective. From the perspective of GS1, how has been the history of poverty in a country itself, you must know a background of itself. Then GS2, governance, social justice. GS3, how it's related to economy, how, if anything related to science and tech, can it have an impact on poverty elevation within a country? Let's say instead of ration card we are having those biometrics. This is also related to that. And then GS4 part with ethics, how, like, if anybody is sleeping empty stomach within the country of India and you being an administrator, what's your call? Will you let him sleep empty stomach? What are your values? Let's say if there is any criminal, or let's say you have a limited food, you have limited ration and you have to distribute into people. Let's say you have 5 packets of ration and you have to distribute it among 10 people. What approach you are going to take? So this is what analysis is, where one topic opens up multiple dimensions in your mind. So any editorial analysis, Anshuman, whatever you're talking about, till the time it is not opening the dimensions for you, I don't call it an editorial analysis. And if you're studying any such editorial analysis, good, else you have to do it for yourself. Take any topic and think it from the perspective of GS 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can do that, good enough. I hope it's making sense. Okay, for example, Anshuman has given the topic of Ladakh protest. So instead of poverty, let's take Ladakh protest over here. Ladakh protest from GS1, what has been the history of that region, what kingdoms have ruled over there, how historically Ladakh has come to the current scenario, how has the abrogation of Article 370 affected that space, what has been the demand, the demography of that region. We are done with the GS1 part. It also includes your geography. Just see how it is connecting. Now I'm coming to the GS2 part. How the polity and governance is related to that part. How Schedule 6 mattered to Ladakh. Now coming to GS3 part, economy, science and tech thing, how and what could be done over there. What is the economic relevance of there? What if we found some mineral source, or let it be, think it from the international security, international relations perspective or internal security purpose. What if we don't have control over that part? What things could befall upon our nation? The unity, the integrity, the sovereignty. Think it from that perspective. And given that it's a protest, think it from GS4. If there is protest, what are the ethical dimensions related to ethical protest? Or what if something that is destabilizing your nation and versus the right to protest? how you are going to balance that. Just see the beauty of it. You gave the topic on spot. The topic is on the chat, in the chat box. It is there for anyone to see. This is how we approach any topic or anything. I hope it's making sense to you. To Vijay, to Anshuman, I just hope it's making sense. So, why in this lecture, what we saw? Why, when, and what? How to prepare with respect to UPSC. I just hope this has made some sense to you people. If yes, do let me know in the comment box. And if, let's not stretch today's session, I'll be here for you again. Till then, keep studying, and if you have any other doubt, any other queries, you can tell me. Myself, Rahul, I'll be signing off now with the hope and expectation that I have been able to clear some of your doubts. Other doubts, you can mention it in the comment section. I'll take them up next time. Till then, my only thing for you people, keep studying, study with open mind, and whatever help, whatever suggestions you have, do let us know. So, my dearest friends, whatever help we can provide from our end, all those things are written in the description section. You can follow that. And apart from that, if you need anything for free, if you need any other help, you can mention in the comment box. Myself from the backend team, I'll be more than happy to provide it all to each and every one of you. So, I'll be taking your leave. Thanks a lot for joining me today. It was really nice discussing with you all. So Anshuman, Chetna, Vijay, Anime, I don't know what your real name is, Ritik, and then who else was here? So all those people, Ananya. So all those people, thanks a lot for joining me. Take care of yourself.